watching SCAC Baseball Media Days, and joining us today from Seguin, Texas, is the Texas Lutheran University baseball team head coach Greg Burnett and senior pitcher Blake Balazs. And gentlemen, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Coach Burnett, we'll start with you, and it's been a question we've asked many of the Texas Lutheran teams this season, and we'll ask you the same. New to the SCAC this year, first season in the SCAC. Just tell us kind of the excitement level and the challenges that come with joining the new conference.
Well, obviously, we're excited to be a part of a new conference, and it's something different. Obviously, with change, there is some excitement and some uncertainty. We'll miss the American Southwest Conference, just the rivalries that we had in baseball. But we're looking forward to establishing some new rivalries. And we do have some familiarity with Trinity and Dallas, and obviously Shriner and Southwestern. We played those teams last year, and we're looking forward to starting some rivalries with Centenary and Austin College, and looking forward to playing those guys and Centenary for, I believe, the first time.
Coach, you enter your 7th season as a head coach, coming off of an ASC West title a year ago. A very successful season just 1 year ago. Just tell us about the program you have built and kind of the goals and expectations that come with that, as well as the goals and expectations that go into this upcoming year.
Well, I think that from an expectation standpoint, obviously those tend to change on a year-to-year basis. And in terms of the success of the actual season, I believe it's the players' expectations that have a greater determination and our success throughout the season than my expectations. Specifically, my expectations, I will probably keep those within the locker room. But what I expect of the players on a daily basis is to come out to practice, prepare with as much focus as they have that day, realizing that they're college students and they have a lot of things on their plate. But at the same time, I believe all successful programs, the players have to focus in their preparation. So my expectations tend to be more on a daily basis. One thing that I do expect our guys to do is come out against every opponent and play with the same intensity, focus, and emotion, and not play to what may be someone's record or our perceived notions of that team ahead of time. We want to play everybody with the same passion and prepare that week with the same passion as we would for the number one team in the nation. So we expect to be competitive this year and looking forward to competing. And obviously, we've got some great teams with some great coaches in the conference and one of the best teams in the nation. Right down the road, and so the challenge is going to be a great one, but we're looking forward to it.
Blake, I'll turn to you. Tell me a little bit so far what you've seen in preseason from this team.
So far, we've had about 2 weeks of practice, and we started out pretty well. I think that was the excitement kind of taking over about the new season. We have some stuff to work on still, but I think the hardest part for any team is finding that thing that, like Coach touched on, that allows them to come out and continue to bring the same amount of intensity or the amount of intensity that it takes to get the most out of each practice, because we do only have until next Friday till we open up, and we need to make the most of these last few days. So just like he touched on, that's something that's pretty big for us, being able to maintain that consistency of focus and energy at practice, because it is a grind and the season does drag on. So, but yeah, I think we're well on our way towards that.
Coach Burnett, I'll come back to you. A large senior class this season. Tell me how important it is as them as leaders for this team to be successful.
Well, I think 14 seniors, having that many seniors allows you to spread out the leadership responsibilities among 14 guys, and it takes some of the burden off of what might be a smaller class in terms of leadership. For me, they're very important. They're a great bunch of guys. They work hard. They're good students. For me, I will lean on those guys a lot. And in the good times and the bad times, I will tell you that our success this season will be dictated by those 14 guys And at the same time, when we're not as good and we're not as focused, as maybe the last couple of days in practice have shown, I'm going to be pretty hard on those guys. I expect a lot of them. And I'm excited for them. There's some great stories among the 14 seniors, and I'm also excited for the fact that they will be a part of the team that gets to play its first game at home under the lights this season. And we're excited about that. I'm excited for those guys to be a part of that history.
Blake, I'll come back to you. You hear your coach talk about leadership, how it's spread out among the seniors. How important is it to you as one of these seniors to emerge as one of those leaders?
It's extremely important to me. Like he touched on, there's a lot of good stories throughout our senior class. Many of us, majority of us, have been here since our freshman year, and we've really seen this program develop and grown as men with it. We've put in a lot of hours, and so that just makes it mean that much more to us to make sure this is a successful year, and we lead the guys under us in the right light and towards going towards the goals that we have set for ourselves. I think that we are more than well enough prepared from past history to take on the ups and downs that the season brings because of that experience and that work put in. So yeah, it's extremely important to me for those reasons, and I think it will come together nicely.
You're watching SCAC Baseball Media Days. Head coach Greg Burnett of the Texas Lutheran University baseball team and senior pitcher Blake Balazs. And Blake, we'll come back to you as we kind of touch on each position. Just tell us a little bit about the pitchers and the catchers, what you've seen so far this preseason, and some of the people that stand out to you.
Well, we've had about 2 weeks now, and we've had 2 weekends of inter-squads, and it's guys initially we're getting back in the swing of things, and it's been beneficial to us going back to last year. A majority of the pitchers didn't have that much game experience, and we were able to get on the field and last year and underneath the lights in pressure situations and kind of take on our roles from last year, and we're carrying that forward into this year. And the seniors who graduated last year, the senior pitchers, Sean Kistler, an All-American closer, and Jess Spillane, one of our number one starter, those are big shoes to fill. But I think that experience will allow us to do that. From a catcher standpoint, Ryan Hill has been getting innings since his freshman year, and so he is more than enough experience, has more than enough experience behind the dish to really, call a good game. And our pitchers have complete faith in him to call a good game, as well as Danny Brockman, our other catcher. He was able to get some experience last year as well. So that goes a long way as far as, bringing up these guys underneath us and showing them how it's done.
Coach Burnett, I'll turn back to you. Tell me a little bit about the infield, a good portion of it coming back. Tell me what you're seeing from them so far.
Well, we'll return 3 of our starters from last year. We graduated Jennings Booth, who was National Gold Glove winner at third base, and he's going to be difficult to replace defensively, no doubt about that. We return Zach Jacobs at shortstop, Mason Briscoe at second, and both Derek Canis and Klaus Borman at first base, who both saw time there. Third base, we'll be breaking in someone new, a new starter. Got a couple of good candidates there. I expect those guys to play well. We played pretty good infield defense last year. I believe our fielding percentage was plus 970, and I expect them to do the same. We ask our pitchers to keep the game moving, put guys in play, and with that said, I expect those infielders to make plays, and I think we'll have a pretty solid infield defense, and I'd be disappointed if we didn't.
Coach, as we keep that theme, we'll go into the outfield now. Tell me a little bit about your outfielders.
Well, we return our top 4 outfielders from last year. Janusa will be our center fielder, and on both sides he'll have Tyler Carollo in left and Christian DeBlanc in right, and Vaughn Wendell is our 4th outfielder, but he plays a major role for us. He can play any of the 3 outfield positions, has started at all 3, and is also our only right-handed hitter of those top 4. So we're asking him to play a big role for us as well. 3 seniors and the top 4 guys. I expect them to play good defense. I think we track the ball well. We have a big yard, so it's important for those guys to play the angles, track the ball well with some speed, have some arm strength, And I think all 4 of those guys fit the bill. We've got some younger guys, too, that haven't seen much action that I think will play some roles for us this year and help us be successful in certain situations. So I think we're in pretty good shape in the outfield. And, again, those 3 of the top 4 being seniors, a lot of leadership out there.
Gentlemen, we'll get you out on this final question. Blake, we'll let you start it off, and Coach Burnett will let you finish and get the final word on it. For Texas Lutheran to be successful in 2014, what will be some of the keys to success?
I think just throughout the season's ups and downs, staying together as a team obviously is very important. A lot of baseball is, baseball comes with a lot of ups and downs, and being even team is something that I think is extremely important in regards to making a successful season out of it. So that's definitely important, and just sticking together as a team. It's going to always be a team effort here at TLU. Coach Rick Hines, our pitching coach, has done a great job with the pitchers and developing us. We're going to have a great starting rotation as well as a bullpen because of him. And Coach Flay Strawn has been doing a great job with the hitters as well. And I think we just need to rely on each other more than anything, because that's what's going to get us through the tough times and allow us to see the good, I believe, as well in the end. So.
Well, I think that Blake touched on it. First and foremost is team chemistry, and I think these guys have that. They're a good group of guys. They get along. They're extremely tight-knit, and that's been a characteristic of the last couple of years. And that's something I think plays a major role. Another thing you touched on was handling the adversity of the game. I call it handling the game. You got to be able to handle the game of baseball to be successful. And that includes the down times with the good times. So, but from a coaching standpoint, I think the most important thing is stay healthy. We've got to stay healthy this year. We've got good depth, but obviously we want to stay healthy and keep those guys in the roles that they're playing and be able to supplement it with the other guys. And finally, it's focused preparation for me. If we can come out and focus and prepare the way we're capable of preparing each week, I think we have a chance to be successful. And if we have a couple of days of practice like we have the last couple, we're not going to be very good. And I think our guys understand that. And again, we preach daily focus and preparation, and every day is important. And if we can handle the grind of those days and stay healthy, I think we have a chance to be successful.
You have been watching SCAC Baseball Media Days here with the Texas Lutheran University baseball team, head coach Greg Burnett and senior pitcher Blake Balazs. And gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time very much, and good luck to you in 2014.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
The Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, a conference of good sports.